Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Calvin Austin. Can Calvin Austin be an X factor for the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's the main question. You know, Calvin Austin missed the whole entire season last year. I forgot what injury it was. I believe it was something doing with his foot. It was either his foot or his leg. I think it was his foot. He missed the entire season. We thought he would maybe appear after the bye week. Maybe they activate him, but then they deactivate him for the full year. So we're going to see what Calvin Austin is. He was drafted last year, I believe, in the 4th round, right? I think the 4th round last year. Let me know in the comment section below. But he got drafted last year in the 4th round, I believe so. And Calvin Austin, we know we had a lot of like kind of potential for him too, based off what we've seen what he do at college, and based off like his attributes. You know, him being a speedster guy, having that first class speed, like I like to call it most of the time, a guy who can just open up so much in the backfield, not the backfield, but open up so much up in the secondary, and like kind of just let loose, and like you have to guard him differently, because you're like, hey, we might can't load this box, or we might can't do this. Because this guy right here on the outside, he can get free with his 4.3 speed he has. I think Calvin Austin could maybe emerge as that, but we have yet to see him play, so we can't really determine if he's going to be that type of player yet. So hopefully this year goes well. Everything is good. He's healthy and all. He can play. But I think it'd be easier for him this year, too, him sitting out the whole entire year. But now we added Allen Robinson as the 3rd option, and then you have Calvin Austin as basically a 4th option. And he can come out there and be a splash-like player. I think come out there and make splash plays for you. You know, you have him in different situations, being the gadget guy, kind of like Steven Sims was last year. I know they used Gunner a little bit in that sense, a little bit too, occasionally with the jet sweeps and some of the little trickery plays and stuff like that. I think Calvin Austin, with the 4.3 speed he has and his ability, we've seen it in college like that, hopefully can translate to the NFL. His quickness and shiftiness and his deep route running, man, they can use him in different ways to like kind of give us a spark like that, like a player like just go out there and be like, okay, this guy right here, kind of like when the Steelers had Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, and you know Marcus Whedon used to be that type of guy. Occasionally see some big games of Marcus Whedon. Remember that game against the Seahawks? He had the big time plays in that game like that, over 100 yards. And you see different games. The big touchdown he had against the Chargers when Michael Vick threw the little flea flicker to him like that. So it's different. It wasn't a flea flicker. It was a stop and go route that Marcus Whedon hit. A stop and go route against the Chargers. I believe it was on Thursday night. And that's when Le'Veon Bell scored the touchdown with the dive at the for the game at the end of the game. I feel like he can be the type of player like that a little bit and give us that extra boost. Remember, we had a lot of guys who potentially be that. Dre Archer was a guy who we thought was going to be something similar. He was a running back, but it kind of shifted him to receiver a little bit, but he was just too small and undersized, and the injuries got to him. Sammy Coates was another guy who we thought had that first-class speed, who can make some things happen and be that big time like threat down the field. And he had moments here and there like that. Some games in the Jets game, he had some moments and stuff like that, but he just never was too consistent. So maybe Calvin Austin can be that guy for the I'm gonna say Miami Heat. I'm talking about the Miami Heat too much. Maybe Calvin Austin can be that guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go out there and open up some stuff in the secondary and just be that splash player. That guy. He might not get a crazy amount of targets, but he might not get a lot of yards, a lot of looks, but when he go out there, it'd be very impactful. But okay, maybe every once in a while in the game, put him in there like that, in different spots and different looks. But okay, he opens some stuff up, and then when he start catching in on those plays, teams start playing you differently, and maybe he can step up eventually, move up in a bigger role like that. Put him in the slot and let him match up against some of those slot corners he can outrun, and some of those linebackers are too slow to keep up with them, and try to do some mismatches and create some mismatches for him. I think he can be a nice splash player for the Steelers. I think he'll work out well, but we got to see though. I hope it do work out well, because look at the receiving core. We got different guys that different. We got so much variety in the receiving core. You look at the George Pickens, I believe is the #1 option. He's a guy who's a do-it-all type of guy. You know, he can move the chains like that. You can go to him on 3rd down. He can move the chains. He can throw the jump ball up to him. He's deep threat down the field as well. He can his route running probably can improve a little bit more and more, but he's been doing pretty better. We see him get better and better and better with his route running and stuff. And then look at Jesse Johnson. Jesse Johnson is a shifty guy, route running guy. The only thing that's a knock on him, people might say, well, in the clutch situations, his catching. But last year, people kind of make it seem like he had like a lot of drops like that. He didn't really have that many drops last year. I think he only had I believe it was 4 or 5 last year like that. But people may say like he had the crazy amount he had that one year. I believe that was 2019 season when he had a lot of drops. I don't think he had not 2019. It was 20. What was the season that we It was the one season when we started off 11-0. It was 2020 season, I think. 2020 season or 2021 season, wherever it was, like that. But people made it seem like he had a lot of drops like that. But he didn't have that many drops like that. he played pretty good. He is a former Pro Bowler as well. Had 1,000 yards here before. I think his ceiling is kind of right there, being a 900 to maybe a low 1,000, maybe 1,100 receiving yards type of guy. But he can be a dynamic piece as your number 2 or your 1B like that a little bit. And then Allen Robinson, we've seen Allen Robinson at his best with the Bears, but the injuries have gotten to him the past few years. Hopefully he stay healthy. He can merge. He's a guy you can rely on, a very good route runner, very aggressive and strong hand receiver, possession-like receiver. So he's kind of like that guy, kind of like the Bengals at Tyler Boyd, who's a guy they can rely on. Like, okay, he might not get a lot of looks normally like that because Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are making a big play down the field, but in crucial situations, you can go to Tyler Boyd and he's going to come down with a big-time play. I think Allen Robinson can be kind of one of those type of guys, too, on this team right here as the third option, going against the third corner and stuff like that. He's a multiple-time Pro Bowl receiver. He's able to, we've seen him be able to beat some of the best cornerbacks in this league at his best when he was healthy and stuff, so we can see him beat a third guy. It should be not, I say it's easy, but it should be like in his favor. And then you look at Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin, speedster guy, deep threat guy, a guy who can change the pace of the game like that. He can be a game breaker too, because those guys like Calvin Austin, Sky Moore, I think Sky Moore is going to emerge more for the Chiefs as well. And Calvin Austin, Sky Moore, and then you look at Mike Duvernay from the Ravens, and then you look at some of the higher degree, now those come of the guys who they maybe can emerge into something like that. But some of the higher degree guys who do it at a high level, like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, you see how when they touch the ball, how the game just changes. It's like, okay, he touched the ball, he make a big play, he just kind of siphoned the life out of the defense. Gabriel Davis, I know he's not he's a deep threat though, of course, but he's not, he's 6'4" or something like that. But when he touched the ball with the Bills and make big time plays, he's like sucking the life out the defense because his impact on the plays he makes is like just different. So Kevin Austin can merge into that type of degree like that and just like become one of those game breakers for us. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing to see. But that's all I got for the video today, guys. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Calvin Austin. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.